Hello and welcome to Pike Creek Farm. Today we are going to make stuffed shells, and right now I am cooking the shells. You want the shells to be done al dente, do not overcook them. And now we're going to start with the filling. And I'm going to use venison and beef, 1 pound of each. So I did add some olive oil to my pan because the venison is so lean, and actually the ground beef that we got locally is very lean too. So to make it look a little easier and brown, I added some oil to the pan. That's totally optional though. Do whatever your family likes, and you don't have to use venison. You don't even have to use ground beef. You can use ground pork, Italian sausage, whatever you want. Here I'm adding some Italian seasoning, and I'm pretty liberal with it. It was probably almost a teaspoon or a half a teaspoon. I tend to measure with my heart. And ground beef, I decided I needed to add isn't totally thawed. I added onion and garlic powder, salt and pepper, and the Italian seasoning. So now I'm just trying to get that to thaw out. And here I'm adding some dried minced onion. Sometimes I'll chop up onion, but I was lazy and wanted to do it quick, so I used some dry onion for convenience. And I'm going to make a 9x13 pan of these shells, so it will do us for 2 dinners, and then I will freeze half of it for a quick dinner after work. So I'm just going to keep browning the meat, get it so it's all the way cooked. In a separate bowl, I'm adding ricotta cheese. I'm going to add, it's about a cup of ricotta cheese, cup and a half actually it was, that was left in that container. I'm going to add some Italian seasoning. I'm going to add some parsley, and I'm using all dried ingredients, but if you wanted to, use some fresh, you could. That would be just fine. I'm going to add 1 egg, and I could have beat that up before I added it, but I'm just going to mix it up as I'm going along. 1 less dish to have to wash. So you want to keep mixing it, and this will make the ricotta nice and smooth and able to blend easily. Otherwise, the ricotta can be kind of lumpy. Now I'm going to add some Parmesan cheese. You can use whatever you have. If you have shredded, if you have fresh. I'm just using the kind with the green lid. Just keep mixing it all together, breaking up any lumps of cheese like what I had, and making it all into a nice smooth consistency so it will blend well with the meat. And I meant to add spinach that I would have drained and squeezed the extra juice out of, and I totally forgot. But spinach goes really good in this too. Now this is totally optional. I had picked up a bag of shaved Tuscan style cheese. It had a nice blend of cheeses. I decided to stir that into to give a nice flavor and some stringiness, melted cheese. Now I'm going to take just a jar of marinara sauce and dump some of it in the bottom to cover the bottom of my 9x13 so that the noodles will not stick. And you can use your favorite kind, your homemade, whichever kind of marinara sauce you have. And now I'm going to take the noodles, the shells, and which I have rinsed and let them cool down because you didn't want them to keep cooking, and put them into the pan so I can start filling them up. I'm not sure exactly how many will fit, so I'm trying to figure that out. Stir in the browned and seasoned ground meat. I added in batches until it was the right consistency where it would kind of hold together. And here I am tasting it to make sure I like how it's seasoned, and it was good. So we are ready to get stuffing the shells now. Let's start filling the shells. And you can fit a couple of spoonfuls in there. If it had the spinach in it, that would make it pretty. I like the pop-up green of the little green flecks, but I forgot. Sometimes the noodles, when they cook and then they cool off, they kind of curl over into themselves, so you have to finagle them a little bit to get them open. I kind of use 2 fingers and try to keep it open that way. I definitely use my hands for filling these. So keep filling until the pan is full and your ingredients are gone. And here it is. It is full. Now I am going to take the rest of the sauce and pour over the top, trying to get it on evenly. And I will probably have to add more sauce than that. But first I'm going to put some water in that jar and shake it up and add that to it. Now we're going to cover it with foil and put it in the oven. Here it is out of the oven. I did add more sauce and then I topped it with cheese at the very end. I didn't get it recorded the first night, but here it is left over for night number 2. Let's see how it tastes. Hot. But it's still good. So I will put down below how I make this. And you can use venison, you can use ground beef, you could use Italian sausage. Use what you have in your freezer. Thank you for watching. See you next time at Pike Creek Farm.